would win in a fight? The four of us versus a gorilla?
Dude, I don't think the four of us could fight a duck.
Guys, we're getting off track again. Come on.
Change the topic. I feel like I could drop kick a duck. How far do you think you could drop kick a duck? Like, realistically.
This is like the question I asked a long time ago.
I thought it was how far could you drop kick the Ice Age baby? I thought that was the age-old question.
No, that's how bad do you
yeah.
want to punch the Ice Age baby?
Very was the answer. Hey, how's it going, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of the HGO podcast. I'm one of your hosts today, Ethan, and joining me, as always, is my good friends Kyle.
Hello.
And Hunter. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing just swell.
And joining us as well, first time of the season, I believe, Jack's here. Hi, Jack. How you doing?
I'm alright. How are you?
I'm doing great, dude. Are you planning on falling asleep on us again this time, or are you going to plan and stay up for the whole one this time? It's like,
Oh, you know me.
Oh, anything can happen on the show.
Anything can happen on this show.
Yeah. Oh, I know what you guys are thinking. Whoa, two guest episodes that aren't 6 months apart. What's happening? That's crazy. Wow, that's unheard of. Just a few months ago, we were down to 2. This is crazy. What's happening? But don't you worry. We're going to try and keep this...
There's no more for the rest of the season.
We get them in early. Pique your interest. And then we plummet down to the dregs again, yeah.
And then we've tricked you, and we're over here rotating single-person podcasts.
Yeah, we're just
for
Hunter.
3 weeks in a row.
By August, it'll just be Hunter, dude. GTA 6 is no longer happening. We are not present. We're just going to skip the rest of the year. It sounds good to me.
Just keep watching. I'll disappear for another 9 weeks.
No. You had your turn. It's my turn to disappear into the closet. But no, what are we here to do today? I don't know what we're doing. We're here to do something stupid. I know that because Hunter gave us 3 options, 2 normal options and a weird one.
We took the funny one.
Weird.
I didn't even mean this one seriously, but the whole.
But I did.
I jokingly suggested that we discuss which video game characters could fight a gorilla because for some reason that's a topic of conversation on the internet right now. Is if 100 people could fight a gorilla.
You know,
I was just so interested at the concept that I had to be back for this one.
It's true, dude. And we live in such a divided time, we live in such political turmoil, and I think what we really need right now is something that brings the world together, like questioning whether a monkey can beat a video game character to death. I think that's what we need right now as a society, okay? So that's what we're gonna do. Now, have we done any prep for this episode? You bet your ass I haven't. So, it's going to be a good one, okay? Sit down and listen, guys, because we're going to preach some absolute truths here. Will Mario die? Will Link die? I don't know. I can't think of a third video game character, but we're going to be here at least an hour, so we'll come up with something. It's going to be fun. But yeah. I don't know. How are you guys feeling? Are you guys feeling okay? I feel like this week has been a weird week, right? I feel like, as we live in this like time, I feel like the industry has kind of just given up this week. Like I think Rockstar were just like throwing the towel, and then everyone was like, "Oh, good, everyone can start releasing games." And then all I've heard is like from the game industry, like insiders, is just like, "Don't expect shit, dude. Everyone's given up anyway." So I'm just like. Are we just living in Clair Obscure Expedition 33's World Hunter? Is that what we're doing? Is we're just living in French land?
I'm having a great time with Expedition 33 still, yes.
To be fair, the 3 hours I played was a good 3 hours. It was a good 3 hours. I just need to get back to it. But yeah, I've got no housekeeping. There's nothing new happening. No new reviews. No nothing.
There might be a Lost Records review up sometime this week.
And it's not by me. I still haven't played it.
I've got half of it done. I've got all of the voiceover done. I just need to make the video.
There also might be an article from me this week. We'll see.
Calm down, guys. Calm down.
If I feel like it.
Save the content.
I feel like uploading it or now or later.
Yeah.
I still need to touch it up, but
fair enough. So
either this week or next.
So we've got some stuff happening, so you can keep an eye out on the website, hotgamesonly.com, if you want to. Keep your eyes peeled for that. And yeah, got nothing else to really mention, really. Thank you for your support, as always. And yeah, if you were wondering a couple of weeks ago, why was there a video version on my Spotify? We're doing that every so often now. I'm not doing it every time because it took me 5 hours to get it onto Spotify servers because they're not good servers. But if it's a visual episode and you're on Spotify, there'll be a video version now. Not this episode, because we're just going to be imagining a gorilla beat people to death, not actually show that on camera. So
Picture,
Oh,
if you
would that be
would,
so
a
much
gorilla.
better?
I was looking forward to getting all our whiteboards out and
and
explaining
drawing it. Yeah, I know. But alas, we do not have the budget for 4 whiteboards and 4 marker pens, dude, unfortunately. But subscribe, and maybe one day we will. So there you go. There's your incentive. Let's just
Hold on,
get.
Hunter's getting his white.
I got one.
No,
Oh, there we go.
someone to
One.
subscribe because wow, and the whiteboard just magically.
No,
appeared.
no, I've had this. I needed it for the game show.
No,
It doesn't look like he
engagement.
has a marker.
Yeah,
Oh, it's somewhere.
hit that like button, and maybe it'll show up. Anyway, let's get
One
that.
blank equals 1 marker.
Let's get started. I feel like to do something like this, I feel like we need to set some ground rules because we need some serious ground rules to set here because I was saying this to a friend before because I mentioned this topic as a joke that was like, yeah, we're probably gonna do this, and he was like, you've got we can't because theoretically anyone with a gun wins. Anyone with a gun wins. Anybody with a sword wins because you just instantly have an advantage. So it's like, where do we draw the line, right? If somebody can cast spells, do they get to cast spells? Because otherwise every human's like where's the line? What are we doing here?
I feel like you got to put the gorilla, like the human, on the same level as the gorilla. You
No
know?
weapons,
Yeah, the gorilla
No
can't cast
weapons.
spells as far as we know.
Maybe.
Well, yeah, but at least the stealth thing's like an ability inherent to you.
Or maybe it's a super gorilla, dude. Maybe say, okay, Cloud has got his Buster Sword, but the gorilla also has a Buster Sword. Who wins? Maybe we put them up to the level in that way. I don't know.
Or maybe the gorilla can cast Firaga.
Yeah, probably does, to be fair. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like you've got to set because any human's just kind of fucked. That's what I'm saying. Is where do we draw the line? Do you get anything, Hunter?
I don't know. I'm sitting here trying to make consolation through my head. Like a gun would be out because that's just not fair.
Mhm.
I feel like you could give them, like, if a character uses a knife or something,
Give them a banana.
they might be
gun.
allowed to they might be allowed to keep that. Because like a knife isn't gonna do that much more.
I don't know. Stab the gorilla seems like a pretty I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, you got to get real close
you
to
gotta
the
get
gorilla.
close. I guess you gotta get
Yeah.
close. But yeah, okay, fair enough.
I'd allow it.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So would you allow swords or just knives?
I don't know. What do you think?
Because that's the thing is, it's like
I don't know, because this is the other thing, right? So gorillas would I would assume would move pretty fast if you get if you accurate.
Yeah.
So then it'll be too close. It might get too close too quickly for you to effectively swing the sword because if it's 2 centimeters from you, you're not going to be able to get a good hit on it.
I don't know. It's it's so fucking dumb.
This has already
I'm
got
just-
more thought put into it.
I'm just saying, like, there's an effective swing range for these kind of things. If you get, like, sometimes if someone's wielding a weapon that is melee focused, it's better to get in close so that they can't use it properly,
someone
and then you can
doesn't
break their arm or something.
Are we chucking in a knife here? So it's like somebody who doesn't have if Mario doesn't have a knife, does Mario get a knife?
Mario with a knife.
I
Mario
guess,
with
or
fire
we.
flowers
I
not
guess I
allowed.
don't know. Do you want to give him a hammer if you want to make it more on brand? He's canonically defeated Donkey Kong a few times.
Yeah, I know, but it's that's. I just think no long ranged
didn't
weapons.
beat
I think
Donkey
no
Kong,
long ranged weapons, and no
Okay.
Yeah, no ranged attacks, dude. No ranged attacks.
Well, Mario's fucked then. What's he gonna do?
He's
Jump
just
on
an
him,
Italian.
just like he does
Jump.
everything.
Maybe he gets
Jump,
the cat suit
throw.
and pounces on him, dude. Yeah.
I don't know. He's beaten Bowser Dragon Turtle several times without any weapons.
But this is a gorilla.
Yeah.
You know,
Okay, I
stronger
guess
than a dragon.
I guess open for discussion. Would Bowser beat a gorilla in a fight?
Yeah, easy.
Yeah, there you go.
I don't know.
Are we doing this level of power scaling?
I'm not really putting any level of. I'm definitely not going to death battle that because that's silly, but you know.
I don't know. Like, right. Let's just Jack, shoot us a video game character, and we'll just think about this in the most asinine, logical way possible. Okay, right? Let's give us a video game character, Jack.
Asinine logic.
Rayman.
Nice. I feel like Rayman would be fucked. Like I just like, what's he gonna do? Just like fucking punch and run? Like he just like he'd be
Well, he's got range.
Dude, I feel like his punches would just like bounce off the gorilla, you know?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
feel
might
like he's
as well-
made of air.
You might as well tickle him.
It would not be an effective method.
Yeah,
I don't know because his hands aren't attached, right? So he
Nah.
could distract him with one and then come in with the eye gouge with the other.
Yeah, I
Keeping his body off to the side, hopefully out of range, or not out of like not like from a long distance, but out of range of like immediate death, so that he has to like spin or something, you know.
damn.
Yeah. You know, I've never thought about this.
I'm just
Mhm.
imagining
But-
the gorilla.
What, you've
bouncing
never
Which
thought
part
about
of-
Rayman fighting a gorilla? Did you never thought
No,
about that? That's
like,
crazy. I think
Which
about
part
that
of
every day.
Rayman? Which part of Rayman takes the damage? You know,
It's
Head,
the Kool-Aid
body.
Man, the pitcher, the liquid.
where does the Rayman start and end?
I feel like the body and the head.
Yeah,
I feel
that's
like you
what
could
I would go with.
incapacitate the hands. Probably he probably works like the Nintendo bosses that are classic, like the face with the hands. Right? You could probably break his hands and they'd stop working.
Yeah. Okay.
I just think
So
I've
I
never
will
thought
just,
about
like-
the anatomy of a Rayman before.
The gorilla like catches a fist and just breaks each of his fingers off and throws it back at him.
yeah, exactly. He's fucked.
Yeah,
fucked.
I guess. Yeah.
Absolutely
Oh,
mollywopped, dude. Not even close. I just feel like even
the
with his
French
like,
lose yet again.
yeah, even with his little power ups, he'd be useless, dude. Like, what's he gonna do?
He had like rocket missiles in Rayman 3 and that.
Is there? Well, that's
No,
a
never
long range
played it.
weapon. That's a long range weapon. We're not allowed weapons. He's not allowed his missile. Technically, his hands are a long range weapon. So I think he's disqualified. He just has to sit there and take it.
This is not fair.
Unlucky, Rayman.
This is literally body shaming.
Yeah, it's not my fault, dude. It's not my fault. Should have grown some arms like a normal person, dude. Like, my God, let him live.
He was just
Anyway.
born this-
Yeah. I feel like the only like I say, I think he's dead, dude. I think you break his
Yeah.
legs, you know. He could maybe throw Glowbox in front of him to get a few seconds extra, but other than that, he's gone. Dude. He's a goner. Maybe get Murphy to tickle him. Like that's about it. Yeah.
Glowbox wouldn't have a chance either.
Oh no, he
What
just
about an
like
army
I
of
feel like
PTs?
yeah, I feel like Glowbox would just like lie over and just like accept death. You know what I mean? Like he'd just like keel over.
For sure.
Right. Great first pick, dude. What a hunter.
I've picked something off the top of my head.
All right. Well, when I realized that we were being serious about this one, I just listed some guys off that I thought would be funny. Agent 47.
Ooh, good question. Now here's my friend brought this one up, and he had a really good retort to this one. Hunter is hear me out. Agent 47, the master of disguise. He can walk into anywhere, kill somebody, and even though he is a bald man, completely assimilate into the environment and disguise himself as anybody. So if he walked in there with a gorilla suit, logic dictates that the gorilla would not know that he is Agent 47.
Wouldn't
but
that
another
imply that he
gorilla.
had to kill a gorilla already, though?
No,
No, I'm just
he
imagining
can
like the
spawn
gorilla
in.
suit in that SpongeBob episode.
Yeah, he can spawn in with another outfit, dude. He could always do that. He put one in the locker, dude. You know what I mean? Like he put one under the rock beforehand. So Agent
Yeah, I see what you
47
mean now.
disguises himself as a gorilla, becomes the gorilla's friend, and then when they're both sleeping at night, he grabs
Gets
a
the
rock
piano
and
wire.
smashes his head in, dude. Yeah, or gets the garrote out. Like that's it, dude. Like I think this is an easy win for Agent 47 because I think that one, he can be a monkey, and then two, he can destroy a monkey. I rest my case. Good day.
Yeah, you're making a lot of sense
Yes.
here because, like, when you were asking me about like the ranged weapons and what they could use, I kept in mind that I had him, on my list, and I was like, well, he uses close range stuff. I feel like if you give this man any weapon, if you gave this man a rock and some time to run away, he'd brain that gorilla
He
probably.
could MacGyver something,
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that. I think he'd have a good shot regardless, but I also think that he's too smart for this game. He was already informed 12 hours earlier that he was going to the zoo to kill a gorilla, so he's already got the suit. He has got the prep. He was fucking frisked when he went in, so he knew there was no guns allowed, dude. So he's just ready. He
Yeah.
knows what he was
He's just
doing.
playing the long game.
Yeah, and he probably stole the bananas as well while he was at it, dude. He's like,
Oh, no.
he did everything. Man's a monster. Easy W for Agent 47. Not even close.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is some unfortunately very sound logic.
I just want to see Agent 47 dressed up as a gorilla now. That's what I want. That's my dream.
Surely that could have happened already, right?
Hitman 4, that's my dream, is you get to
Dude,
infiltrate a
yeah,
zoo.
the Hitman coming to the Switch too. Hopefully they add more Nintendo themed costumes like the Mario and Luigi overalls,
It's a
and you get one
Donkey
where it's
Kong,
like
dude.
Donkey Kong. Yeah.
Oh, hell yeah. That sounds like good stuff. But yeah, slam dunk, dude. Easy win. Easy win. Kyle, who's our next contestant?
So when you were just listing off potential ideas at the start of this episode, you conveniently listed off a bunch of Smash Bros. People, and I'm like, how about Captain Falcon?
His punches do result in fire. So do his kicks.
They do.
And
I'm
he's
saying
fast.
he's got the strength, and he's tangled with gorillas before.
I think
If we count Smash Brothers as
Jack, I've got a
canon.
question. As our resident Smash Bros. Expert, dude. In a bracket,
How's the matchup?
Captain Falcon versus Donkey Kong. Who has the better matchup? Who's better in that
This
matchup? Dude?
depends on the game, I would say, but
No,
I would say Falcon. I'd say Falcon wins.
I would say surely Captain Falcon would win most of those in Smash Brothers, right?
Yeah, for sure.
What about Diddy
Majority
Kong?
of the time he wins. Diddy Kong absolutely fucks
The
Captain
smaller
Falcon.
monkey.
If this is a Captain Falcon versus a chimp, Falcon's fucked. Like,
Okay.
I'm sorry, but bananas and the mixture of whatever that. I mean, this is talking about Diddy Kong. This isn't talking about a generic chimpanzee.
You got to worry about those chimps with peanut guns.
I mean, my
They're a real
question-
threat to the ecosystem.
My question would be though, Hunter, is have we ever seen Captain Falcon fight in a 3D arena, or is he stuck in? Is he stuck in? Because Falcon punch pretty powerful, but how narrow is that punch, dude? The gorilla might just step to the side and like, oh fuck, what? The
I don't know. Have you ever seen? You ever seen when he did it?
backwards and forwards, and the gorilla's just like.
You ever see when he did it in the anime? It seemed to take up the entire screen.
Dude, it exploded everything.
Yeah.
It was hype
I
as
don't
hell.
know. I feel like the issue you have is Captain Falcon. Yeah, he has some powerful moves, but also they take up some charge time. It's like Falcon punch. Gorilla doesn't care about your charge time, dude. Gorilla just picks you up and slams you down. Like,
You've announced
Yeah,
your
that's a good
move,
point.
you fool.
yeah.
Yeah, you've got a point. Okay, so N64 Captain Falcon had the could probably still do it because there was like 0 charge
Nah,
time.
he's
on that
he's
Falcon
too
punch.
rigid. He's like an old man. There's no way.
The gorilla would hurt himself when he punches his polygon shoulder.
Oh shit!
But
Give him some splinters.
yeah,
He's got a
exactly.
helmet already, but I don't think that helmet's saving him from a gorilla punch.
But like, you
Probably
know,
not.
there was like 0 wind up on the Falcon punch in the first game. They made it progressively longer as the series went on.
I think the issue is yes, he's powerful, but he's also slow. And I just feel like, you know, again, his moves are slow, and the gorilla will just charge in and beat the shit out of him. That's what I feel like. It's like, I don't think Captain Falcon gets a chance to even Falcon kick, dude.
Like the weight of a gorilla as well is like exponentially way more than one Captain Falcon. Like
Yeah,
I'm pretty
but
sure
he,
could just,
he lifted Rob.
I'm pretty sure he could just sit on him and win.
Like he overhead pressed
Ah,
Rob, which was like a
bones.
solid metal robot, you know?
I think the gorilla takes the cake here.
Yeah.
I
I
kind
do
of
too.
agree. I feel like it's the
Yeah.
speed is the issue there. I feel like if he got a Falcon punch out, fair play. But I think the gorilla would have none of that shit.
You make a compelling argument.
I've also never punched a gorilla, but I can't imagine it'd be too effective.
Have you ever tried to run up
Your
to someone
fists
in real
don't
life?
Cloak and
shout
fire
Falcon
when you do
punch?
it.
They know what's coming.
True.
I feel like if you tried it in real life, they'd be so stunned that it would work, though.
A gorilla's not going to be stunned. A gorilla's just going to go.
Just
Well, that's true.
yeah. Let's stick in the realm of Nintendo, right? I want to know who would beat a gorilla between gorilla and gorilla, dude. Does Donkey Kong beat a regular gorilla? Because here's the
You punch the moon,
question.
yes.
Is Donkey Kong a worse gorilla than a normal gorilla? Because I don't know. Like,
There was a whole, I believe it was Jungle Beat. There was a whole game of him fighting other gorillas. He's canonically
Yeah.
defeated gorillas before.
And he punched the moon.
yeah, but what if he also new Donkey Kong seems to be way dumber than old Donkey Kong. Like, I feel like the further we go through Donkey Kong's timeline, the dumber the fucker gets. So it's like, you know, look at him now. Look at him he can smash the ground and stuff like that. It's pretty impressive, to be fair. He can smash the ground in DK Bonanza. But also, he just sees a banana and he starts frothing at the mouth, dude. I feel like, you know, someone
I think
throws...
what's also maybe quite important is their teeth. I know this is a stupid argument. I mean, this is a stupid conversation, but
The teeth.
Donkey Kong's
damn.
teeth are like square, I don't know, blocky teeth. Then the girl's got fangs and stuff. I think a chomp from Donkey Kong's going to feel like a pillow.
What if the gorilla just grabs Donkey Kong's tie and just starts throttling him, you know? Like, maybe that's a disadvantage.
Oh no.
Maybe you can just... You're giving something...
I feel like
dude.
That's
it
disrespect right
won't
there.
matter. Like at that point, you're pulling the tie with enough force on Donkey Kong, who would, you know, it would probably just tear off.
I think it's closer than... I think this would genuinely be a 50-50 on, you know, this is just two gorillas, like... I don't, you know...
This is just the Nature Channel.
This is literally just National Geographic. You just got David Attenborough in here, dude, and then there you go. You've got a documentary waiting to happen. Because at the end of the day, he is just another gorilla.
He's a
There's
smaller
nothing
gorilla, I
special.
would say.
He's a bit small, I guess, but not really. I mean, we know canonically Mario is a short king because if you go to New Donk City, everybody's about twice his height. So really, Donkey Kong is probably the size of a normal gorilla. It's just Mario's a small boy. I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a coin flip, dude. I feel like it's a coin flip.
Donkey Kong's also got quite slow moves in Smash Brothers, I would say. Not that
Yeah,
it's
but also
completely
he's a
related.
gorilla. Like, you know, it's literally just putting another gorilla against a gorilla. You know, like I don't think unless like because
Can we just call it a
Kong.
stalemate and they'd be friends?
Yeah, they do.
Hmm.
Yeah, yeah. That's that then.
But then it's 2 gorillas against 100 people.
No
And one of
dear.
them's
Wow.
Donkey Kong.
You
You
can't
can't
persuade
hurt
them.
Donkey Kong. You wouldn't want to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's everyone's friend.
Jack, who's next?
I can't think of one, but I'm just gonna have to pick one. No, that's just a cop-out answer. That I was going
What,
to say
Diddy
Ditto
Kong?
from
Oh,
Pokemon, but
Ditto.
then that's just putting a gorilla against a gorilla again.
Well, not necessarily.
Monkey see, monkey do.
Can Dittos clone at like other animals that aren't Pokemon?
I think so. They can mimic humans. I'm pretty sure.
Can they? That sounds like a bad fan fiction waiting to happen, dude. That does not sound good. That sounds like you're on the wrong side of the internet if you're asking those kinds of questions, you know? I don't want to be over there. But yeah, I mean, I feel like that would be... I feel like every Pokemon would beat a gorilla in a fight, you know what I mean?
This
Like
is like
most
that.
of them.
This is like every. Well, probably, yeah.
Maybe not some of the
No,
little
just-
buggers. Like, I feel like Bulbasaur would be kind of fucked because it's like...
Ditto in the
planet.
anime, Ditto has transformed into a purple version of Ash Ketchum.
Oh, wonderful.
Source Bulbapedia.
Thank you, Bulbapedia.
Thanks, Bulbapedia.
Fueling my nightmares.
So yes.
Is
He
there
can
do
also
you-
turn into a block. That's really funny.
But I feel like most Pokemon that aren't like small, like normal types or base variants, like even a Charmander, I feel has a chance because they can at least use Ember, just set the fucker on fire. You know, like
Yeah.
I feel like maybe water types would be fucked because like one, there's no water around, so like a Magikarp will just drown in there, and then you know what are they gonna do? Use Bubble
Like,
Beam?
Squirtle's just shooting water at him. That wouldn't do much.
Yeah. I feel like most big.
It depends on
Pokemon-
where the water's coming from, because like if you get like a Blastoise, he's got fucking turrets on his back. That would hurt.
For sure.
That's just like a pressure washer shooting you.
Yeah,
Ouch.
but now I feel like 90% of Pokemon just win unless they're small or normal types.
Yeah, this is why that stupid every Pokemon versus whatever number of
100
lions.
lions.
Oh, a
debate
billion
has always been-
lions?
It has
Yeah.
always been dumb because, like, yeah, I don't know. I think probably if you narrowed that down to just the legendary Pokemon, they've got that covered.
Yeah.
How do you want
They
better?
cause natural
all the
disasters.
all the flying type Pokemon. Just fucking up.
Must-
There we go. What's
Yeah.
the lion gonna do now, dumbass? Like, yeah, we're all in the air. There you go. Take your pick. Like, yeah.
Here's a hyper beam.
What a silly argument that is, Hunter. You know, unlike our
People
real
are always
arguments.
trying to assign
Gorilla.
like, oh, the Pokemon would get tired because of game mechanics or whatever. I'm like, you can't do that. The lions aren't beholden to the Pokemon game mechanics.
The lions would also get tired.
Yeah.
They also are real. Like,
But they always come back to the age old. But it's a billion lions. And like, yeah, that's
it is a lot of lions.
That's a lot, yes, but like, I don't know. There's a Pokemon that's God, isn't there?
But
think
can
it
any of
wins.
these lions control space and or time? Like,
or
That's what I'm
antimatter.
Yeah.
We're getting sidetracked from the point.
Oh, yeah, I'd hate to get sidetracked, dude. I'd hate to get sidetracked.
oh yeah, in the insightful "Who Can Beat a Gorilla" episode.
No.
God, I'd hate to go off topic in this one.
Sorry, guys, went a little bit off the train tracks there.
That's what the gorilla episode. That's all this. This is all that podcast is called. It's just the gorilla episode.
It's like a ball episode.
Yeah, dude. Who would win in a fight? It's just a gorilla on the thumbnail. That's literally it. Just a gorilla.
When in a fight, the four of us versus a gorilla.
Dude, I don't think the four of us could fight a duck.
You're
I
so
don't know.
right for
That
that.
depends.
Dude, have you seen ducks? They're vicious fuckers at times, dude. They're nasty.
Have you seen them
Yeah.
eat peas?
Yeah.
Dude.
I
They're
have,
like
yeah.
they're like machine guns.
Guys, we're getting off track again. Come on.
Nah, I feel like I could drop kick a duck. Change the topic. I feel like I could drop kick a duck. I don't care.
Have you
Fuck
seen
the
me? I would
topic.
sit on that thing and it would just be gone.
How far do you think you could drop kick a duck? Like realistically, like if you were to just pick it up.
This is like the question I asked a long time ago. How far do you think you can punt steel?
I thought it was how far could you drop kick the Ice Age baby? I thought that was the age-old question.
No, that's how badly
Oh,
do you
yeah.
want to punch the Ice Age baby?
Very was the answer, and then I was.
To the moon.
Do you think you could drop kick the Ice Age baby or a duck further? Like, where do you think? Like, what?
I would be way
The
more
baby's got
motivated.
ice, so it would
I
go
would be
further.
way more motivated to kick the baby than I would the duck.
It's
So
also
I'd
got like a
kick that one further.
football-shaped head, so I think like it would be like very aerodynamic.
It's more
you know what
ergonomic,
I mean?
yeah.
Ergonomic.
Ergonomic.
Yes, the
Aerodynamic.
Ice Age
Aerodynamic.
baby. The Ice Age baby fits perfectly into my hands, ready to be drop kicked.
Better than the duck would.
No arthritis when I'm drop kicking the Ice Age baby. That's for sure. Ugh. But no, to get back on topic, I definitely could drop kick a duck, dude. I'd beat a duck.
Back on
Oh,
topic,
yeah.
it's a duck.
No, gorilla, yeah, we're both, dude. Anything like bigger than like, I feel like a horse would be fucked, to be honest. I feel like horses are nasty, dude. Like they can just kick you in the head and then that's it. You're gone. Like you're a goner.
Yeah.
dude.
Yeah.
But yeah,
What's our cutoff? How big of an animal do you think we could take? Like a deer? Do you think we could handle a deer?
There's no way you could
No.
handle a deer. Deers are more vicious than horses.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they can grow
A
quite big.
giraffe?
no,
No.
they're also
Have you seen how
quite
powerful their necks are?
aggressive, yeah.
They swing their
I-
necks like to fight each other.
Let's go fight a hippo, why don't you, Kyle?
Yeah, I feel like maybe we could. Yeah, sheep, maybe.
Mm.
Maybe a
Yeah.
wooloo, dude. Like, yeah, maybe that. That's about as far as I'd go. Anyway, what a great topic. Moving on. Back to guerrilla warfare. Kyle, is it your turn?
I think. Let's go with the classic. Ryu from Street Fighter. A classic martial artist against a feral beast.
Known gorilla hater. Yeah.
Does this mean no Hadokens?
That's too far out of range, I would say. So yeah.
Classic fisticuffs. I
I
think
also
he'd get
had
pretty far.
Zangief on mine.
Zangief? Oh god.
Because that's the funnier notion to me, because he's as close
They're
to a
both
gorilla.
grapplers.
He's as close to a gorilla as a man could get.
I feel like for half of these it's like a stamina game more than anything, because it's like with no like special like punch, you know, again, can't Hadoken with no like special kind of source. You are just like hoping you can punch the gorilla enough for it to knock it out before it knocks you out. And I feel like a gorilla can knock you out in a few, far few less hits than you can, even Ryu, dude. Like, I feel like it would be pretty challenging.
Challenging, yes, but
Unless he
probably
can like
not
helicopter in
impossible.
the sky with the Tatsumaki, then I don't think he wins it.
Yeah, I just feel like you need more, you know? Like, I feel like Ken is squidgier than Gorilla, you know? Like, you've got a bit more give there. I feel like,
Yeah.
I feel like the Gorilla, again, rapid little fucker, just comes on in, charges on in, and breaks your neck. Job done. I feel like he'd have a better chance than most, but I still feel like
Yeah. He
Yeah.
gets some good hits in, but you know, I get what you're getting at. It'd be like you need more tactics than just punching, than
Yeah,
just brute
yeah.
force.
I feel like it's it's the Agent 47 thing. You need the brains to defeat the gorilla, not just the brawn.
All right. So could Cole Phelps do it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. I feel
You know
like
he was in the war.
yeah, I do know he was in the war. I also know that he'd be the first to die. He has less of a shot than Rayman, dude. All I know,
I don't know.
yeah,
He can dodge punches for forever.
apparently so.
Just
but
get up
also,
close.
I also don't think he can punch for shit either. I think that the only thing he would do is get, a bit pissed off, probably say something racist, and then die. I feel like that's what would happen. And that's about it.
Could
True
the
to
gorilla
LA Noir.
could the gorilla outsmart him?
Yes. He just stares
Like,
at things for 25 minutes and looks at them, dude. Yeah.
He sends him one of the threatening magazine letters,
Yeah, yeah.
and turns out to be the mastermind of arson or whatever category it was.
Yeah.
And then the gorilla kills him.
Yeah, he has no chance, dude. Cole Phelps, absolute shambles, dude. Absolute shambles. Hunter.
All right, so I've got Banjo and Kazooie, bear versus gorilla.
This is a 2v1.
I'll allow it.
Thanks, ref.
No problem.
Their team.
Yeah, it's fine. That's a team comp, like they're fine with that. I feel like, so again, no egg gun.
No egg gun, but there's a bunch of other Kazooie related attacks that Banjo does.
True.
Got the pecking.
Yeah, and I
He
feel
can,
like Kazooie's beak would be sharp enough to draw blood. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like
definitely sharp enough to squish an eye.
yeah, I feel like there's a chance. I feel like as mascot platformers go, probably on the higher end.
Yeah, because he deals with quite a bit of creatures that are larger than the two of them.
Yeah, it could also
Like
just fly. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just fly away.
Yeah, just hover above it and do the little beak slam.
Yeah.
The beak bomb. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm feeling pretty optimistic about their chances. To be fair,
I'm just not sold.
really.
Oh yeah.
What else do you need?
I mean,
I see where he's... a bear.
I see where he's coming from. Banjo's like a small bear.
Yeah,
either that or Kazooie's a big fucking bird.
He's a baby
and like
bear.
you're so like dives into the ground with the beak like that. Yeah, you get stuck for a second. Then what?
No, true. If he misses, he's fucked.
Well, you could just abandon Kazooie and fight.
They're supposed to be in the same team.
Oh my god.
Well, yeah, but survival over
a soul for a soul.
Yeah, Jeff, in guerrilla warfare, sacrifices have to be made. That's the problem. Is you just
whatever it takes to get the W.
Lives are lost, dude. Lives are lost. Yeah, I feel like they've got a shot, but also, like I say, just like one mistake and then that's it. Then the gorilla's beating Banjo around the head with Kazooie, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's very possible.
Hulk smash. I mean, at the same rate, I feel like, in terms of mascot platformers, Crash Bandicoot, no, gone, absolutely gone. I know he spins some gorillas away in the ruins levels in Crash 2, so
Bye, monkey.
Yeah, he has history, but I feel like an actual gorilla, no shot. You know who
those gorillas.
Spyro, dude. I feel like Spyro would actually have a pretty good shot because you could burn the fucker. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, he is
a dragon that breathes fire. I think that's an easy dub.
It's a close range attack as well. It's a close range attack. You can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't really argue with that. Or horns, literally just charge into the fucker, stab him to death. I
I
think
feel like he would just kind of bonk off the gorilla.
really.
Well, do you
Nah.
think gorillas are armored or something?
Yeah.
They're still flesh and blood.
I don't know.
They're coming into our world, Kyle. It works by our
How
logic. Gorillas don't bounce from from horns.
You know, like that guy from SpongeBob who threw that piece of garbage at me.
Nah, I think
Spyro would just like plink off.
Spyro, good chance. I think all of his friends, no chance. Hunter dead. Sergeant Bird dead. Sheila the kangaroo dead. Bentley, Bentley's got a club, guys. Does Bentley win? I feel like Bentley's got a good shot, to be honest. He just puts his little brother, whatever his name, Maurice, annoying little shithead, just puts him in front, distracts for a little
Maurice.
second, bang, dude. Knocks him out.
I feel like
I
that
think-
turns into gorilla versus gorilla again, though.
Yeah, but this gorilla's got a club, dude, made out of fucking crystals.
True.
Dead.
Hmm.
Easy though. Spyro Universe looking great. Spyro Universe thriving. 2 contestants at least. Easy wins.
About Jack and Daxter on the topic of mascot platformers.
Dead instantly.
Dead.
Yeah.
It seems like he doesn't have.
I think the
anything
only
going for
mascot
him
one that would
besides-
win would be maybe, just maybe, be Sonic.
Yeah, well.
Yeah,
How does Sonic
Sonic's like a
spin
like a
work?
flea.
How does Sonic's like spin dash work? Because it's like, if his spin
Is it
dash works
sharp?
like an actual thing, it'd be like a steel it's like a saw blade going through you theoretically. If he was
I think
super
even
quick.
then, if doesn't he like hover in place and then like zip into you? Like that would still be very concussive.
I thought
at
you
a
were
high
talking about the
speed.
gorilla for a second there. I was like, looking at superpowers.
So-
Superpowers
No,
this gorilla got.
no, I
Ook,
mean,
Sonic.
Yeah, your move.
no, I
bitch.
mean Sonic. He like spins in place and then will zip into somebody or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
In which
I think
which
Sonic-
case,
Pretty good chance.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
I never
chance.
even considered the spin attack as well.
Yeah, he's got his spin
Gorilla-
attack. He's
I mean,
got his
Gorilla's
homing
not
jump.
catching Sonic.
Yeah, easy.
yeah, he could just tire the gorilla out and then like I don't know, kick him.
Kick him, just a little nudge.
How long do you think Biggs the cat would survive before the gorilla killed him? Obviously, we know Big the cat is not gonna win shit, but how long do you think Big the cat could survive?
3 days.
3 days? What the fuck?
Like,
bro's
it would
just
be the most
sitting-
epic war.
Bro's just sitting at
Of
the
all
other end of
time.
the enclosure, dude, going Froggy, like by the pond. Like, what the hell? Like, just sitting, Froggy. Like, the gorilla just feels sad for him. He's like, damn, bro. You know,
got
random
killed
anecdote.
eventually.
Did anyone else feel sad for Big the cat at the end of Sonic Heroes, dude? You know, he's like, Froggy. And then he's like, he finds his frog. Dude, I cried.
I
Masterpiece.
did not get that far in Sonic Heroes.
I played every campaign in Sonic Heroes. It's the only Sonic game I've ever played, but man, did I beat it. No, Sonic, fair enough. I mean, let's just round up the platformers, the Mario brothers. I guess Mario. What do you like? What does Mario?
Okay, wait. Do the bros fight together?
Like Mario and Luigi RPG style.
I think it's
Yeah.
funnier if you separate them.
Yeah, same.
Well, Luigi would shit the bed and run away and die.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah, true.
because they do some wacky shit in the Mario and Luigi games.
True. But I feel like
That's why I'm like, do we put them together or no?
like I said at the start, Mario is unarmed, defeated Bowser before, who is, as we've established, could beat a gorilla.
I also feel like Jack was like, oh, he's fucked because he can't use long range attacks. I think you're forgetting that there's plenty of Mario power ups that just, if he had a power up, he could fuck everybody up. That isn't a long range attack. So it's like,
It's just like giving them a gun, though, isn't it?
true.
Depends
But-
on what we give them.
Mega
Hammer Bros suit?
mushroom. Mega mushroom.
Hammer Bros suit probably
squish.
cheating.
Yeah.
Star probably cheating.
cat suit, I think.
But,
But like
there.
the Tanuki suit,
Yeah,
the Metal
Tanuki suit.
Mario hat.
the invisible hat.
Give him flood, dude. Give him flood. Give him some air.
Nah, just give him
advantage.
Just give him Cappy
Drown
and jump
the
off a
monkey.
cliff. Just give him
Yeah.
Cappy and jump off a cliff.
Yeah.
Easy.
Oh, give him
true.
Cappy and just have him take the gorilla.
That's true, dude. That's true.
And then he attacks the people in the zoo, and then he gets a moon for it.
Sounds good to me.
And the moon would be called like Going Bananas.
Yeah, dude.
It's true.
I feel like base Mario would die to a gorilla. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like he's like a small
Yeah.
human. He's not even human size.
Yeah.
He's small boy. We've been to New Donk. We know what he looks like. He's fucked. Luigi too.
Yeah. Yeah.
All of them.
I mean, even in the Mario movie, Mario kind of got absolutely slapped up by DK.
He
True.
did.
True.
He had to become a cat.
So true. Hunter, you got another one for us?
Let's see here. Leon Kennedy.
Oh jeez.
I thought about it. I actually thought about it, but I thought
Same.
no.
Yeah.
Unless he has that ridiculous parry from Resident Evil 4 remake, then no.
Well, I mean, he can parry a chainsaw. Could he
Parry
parry
That's
the
what I
a
mean.
gorilla?
gorilla.
We established that he's allowed to bring a knife.
He is allowed to
Okay,
bring a
then maybe
knife.
he has a chance.
Could he suplex the gorilla?
No.
Hmm.
I think that I think the
That might be
issue-
out of his
Yeah.
of his range.
He has no stamina is the issue here, right? It's like even if he perfect parries the gorilla, then yeah, cool, he gets to slash it. But also, we've also seen that with the chainsaw guy, if you miss that parry, you just instant die. You're like, there's no he's taking half health here. It's just you're dead. So he's very
Yeah.
brittle.
Yeah, it's true.
So again, it's like you'd have to be extremely stealthy. I feel like Leon wouldn't survive, but I raise you that I think with the same knife that Solid Snake would.
Yeah, you are absolutely correct. He has faced bosses that I would wager are gorilla shaped. Vulcan Raven is very close. And he had a gun. Kyle,
Yeah.
you've played Metal Gear Solid. You know what Vulcan Raven looks like.
I do. Is that the
I had one
icebox
and I
guy?
forgot it.
I don't know.
Ugh.
Do you think a cardboard box is a good stealth disguise against a gorilla? Do you think the gorilla sees the cardboard box?
He gets sent.
No, the gorilla would lift the box immediately. He'd want to know what's in there.
Good
Curious
point.
George.
I don't know. I still think that Snake would have a better chance than Leon. I think Snake could do
Yeah.
it.
If not Snake, then Big Boss, who is known for jungle survival, could definitely do it.
Yeah.
But I think you've got a point with both, or with Solid Snake anyway, there. Because, I don't know.
Yeah, Snake definitely has more like tactics than Leon does. But I don't see either of them really.
Well, what about Chris
Getting a dub.
Redfield though? Punching boulders and
Chris
Solid
Redfield?
Snake also at one point, hand-to-hand fights a ninja that is a robot.
True.
I think that is a bit more impressive than fighting a gorilla.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like all of them would still falter. Here's one for you. Bit of female representation here on this fucking list. Everyone loves Horizon so much. Aloy doesn't get a bow, but here's the thing.
She does have a stinky spear.
Yeah, and she also has
That
faced
she's
fucking
really good with.
massive metal fucking dinosaurs.
It is, in fact, possible to smack those to death if you try hard enough.
Yeah, it is theoretically.
I've done it to a few of them.
She
I'm pretty sure there are
basically-
monkey. There are monkey-shaped robots
Yeah,
that
they're
she's defeated.
monkey-shaped robots. She's used to fighting in these kind of scenarios. I think.
She could set up those traps that I never use.
But that's a range. Even still, I think that's like I feel like that's cheating a little bit. That's like a bit of a cheat. But I just think with a spear, which is like her default kit, I feel like she'd have a good chance, dude. I genuinely think she'd have a good chance.
Yeah.
She has that stupid
Another
dodge
point.
move that just goes like 6 million miles away. Dude, she can like leap for days.
You make a compelling argument.
She has a stupid fucking.
The focus could tell
Focus,
her
yeah.
exactly where on the gorilla the weak
to
points of
stay-
the
the
joints
best
are.
place to
Yeah.
stab the gorilla. Yeah, yeah,
The heart.
yeah. Oh wow, shit! Didn't know that. That's
The heart,
crazy,
you
yeah.
stupid idiot.
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
I think she could do it.
Um,
I think another obvious one is Kratos as well. Kratos could very easily destroy Gorilla.
I'm pretty sure Kratos could kill most of the mythical creatures he fights without any weapons, so yeah.
Yeah.
With his bare hands, easy.
you probably rip it in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to propose Minecraft Steve.
What a great question, dude. Because as a Zoomer who loves Minecraft, chicken jockey, am I right, fellow Zoomers? Ha 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 ha, ha.
Yeah.
I love my lava chicken, am I right? Anyway, I mean, I feel like, what does Steve get? Does he get his
Building.
full inventory? Because then he just has a sword and blocks, so he can just cage the gorilla in and then jump on top and then just hit him from above, like in Minecraft.
It's like a gorilla spawner.
Yeah, gorilla spawner, and then just dies. What
Okay,
do you
I'd
let Steve have?
I would
That's a
say
good
sword
question.
and then like maybe like limited dirt blocks.
Yeah, I think he would still win.
Whatever's like the weakest.
I think he'd make a vertical tower and then just hit him from fucking above. I feel like that's a very easy win. Yeah, yeah. Or he just.
I think the
digs...
gorilla's still got more reach, though.
I don't know, bro.
Than that sword, yeah. I think the gorilla's still
Can't
got
the
way
gorilla
more
just
reach.
break the blocks?
True. Okay.
That too.
What if Steve digs a hole and then hits him from above, from below with the sword? He just does the peak damage.
How long does it take to dig the hole in question?
Depends what.
Don't you have to?
Yeah. Well, it depends.
Don't
what
you have to
doing.
punch the ground for a while?
It's not that slow.
I don't know. It sounds like it'd be as slow as a Captain Falcon punch wind up.
Well, I mean, if we're being this detailed, then isn't like a Minecraft block like a meter?
I don't know. I don't play this game.
Like, I think they're like a cubic meter. So it's like, if you can quickly place a meter of dirt, like I feel like you can make a big enough tower that it's going to take the fucking gorilla a long enough time to break through it.
That would make sense.
I think I think he'd win by chip damage. I feel like you could just peek. Little cheetah. I feel like if he had no blocks, then I think he'd be fucked because he's just a guy.
Ethan, I don't know if I should be impressed or disappointed in you that you knew the blocks were a meter high.
I'm with you, Zoomers. Chicken jockey.
So a meter high, a meter long.
Pardon? Yeah. The block is a meter long.
Yeah, because it's a cube.
Yeah, it's a cubic meter.
That's a really big distance.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty
That
sick.
implies that he's way bigger than you would think he is then.
Yeah.
If you're walking block over block with each step. He's actually huge.
I think it would be more like a map you can't break, though. Like, let's just say you can't break the Earth. So you can't dig.
but then he can quickly. But we said we gave him a couple of dirt blocks. Has he got no dirt blocks?
How strong is the dirt?
Well, it's a cubic meter of dirt. I feel like if you build a big enough, like, you know, and you can just spam them, insta-place them, you could build like quite a big tower pretty quickly.
I think we're just not giving the gorilla a chance.
Yeah, I feel like Steve is better, dude. Jack Black wins, dude. Jack Black wins. Easy dub.
Just dumps a bucket of lava at the top.
Yeah, there you
Easy
go,
dub.
lava, dude.
I mean, come on, Jack. You've played Smash Bros. You know how unfair Steve is.
That's very true. Yeah, no, he doesn't need anything else.
He deserves
doesn't-
less.
He needs nerfed.
Yeah, dude. Could be worse. Kyle, have you got any others you wanted to bring up?
Come back. And we'll see if I think of anything.
Jack?
Yoshi.
Bye. Bye, Yoshi. You're fucked.
Couldn't Yoshi just eat it?
Oh no, he can eat he can eat the gorilla.
No.
Might take a little bit of effort
I think
squeezing
he's
him
too
out,
big.
but
I think it's too big. Kirby, on the other
Nonsense.
hand.
Yoshi can eat Bowser.
Well, how big
You
is
think
that?
he's
Right,
big?
As we decided, Bowser can beat Donkey Kong.
Yeah.
Therefore, Yoshi beat Donkey Kong.
No.
I'm just saying.
I think we're going by Smash Bros. Logic, where everybody can, like, you know, Yoshi can, like, everybody can affect everybody. Where it's like,
Mm.
we're going by Smash Bros. Balancing, where it's like, if you went into actual Mario, Yoshi couldn't just
Right.
fucking eat a Bowser.
I guess that's true.
Whereas
Alright.
Kirby can canonically
Kirby is just
suck
a
up
black hole.
everybody. Yeah.
yeah, but Kirby just wins in anything. Like,
Yeah, so
not fair
congrats on
to-
the dub, Kirby. You won again. Eat Gorilla. Then he becomes Gorilla, and then he can hang out with Agent 47, who is also a gorilla. And then he can
He
become
also
best
gets-
friends.
And
Booyah!
maybe Aloy.
Yeah.
Club, we beat the gorilla.
Sounds like a good time to me. Dude.
Mhm.
But no, I think Yoshi would be fucked. I think Yoshi's just a little baby dinosaur. Just get squished.
Hmm.
Not even close.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think you're right.
I don't know. I feel
Like,
like
does
it's
have
like
that cool
yeah.
flutter jump.
It's like I feel like it's like, you know, if you go to like most like protagonists of video games who are just, you know, John Human, I feel like unless you give them like their actual weapon, they're all just fucked. You know what I mean? Like
Mm. Yeah.
bare hands brawl, you've got no chance, dude. You've got no chance. I'm just trying to think of like any exceptions to that rule, dude. I'm like, I don't know.
About Joker, Persona 5.
dead within an instant.
Well, if he's not in the metaverse, then he doesn't have superpowers.
Yeah,
in
but what
which
if he
case,
goes
yes.
into the gorilla's brain, dude? What if he goes into his brain?
Steals his heart.
Yeah, steals his
Yeah.
heart.
Gives him a mental shutdown.
I don't
Yeah.
think gorillas are. I don't think gorillas would have a palace.
You don't know that.
Yeah,
Don't
it'd
know
be a
that.
big banana palace.
Prove
Maybe
it, yeah.
he's the gorilla's full of turmoil for all these fucking people he's just killed.
Yeah, he's killed about 50 people at this point.
Yoshi's head's on a fucking pike.
Well, if he goes into the metaverse, then yes, I believe Joker could win because of all of the many personas that could nullify physical damage, which is the only thing I could imagine the gorilla would do.
Unless you give the gorilla a gun as well.
Maybe Joker would just befriend the gorilla and do his social link, and then there's no violence.
Ook ook indeed, Mr. Monkey Man.
Yeah.
I've just invited him for a date.
Yeah,
Brings him back to the cafe.
yeah.
Play some billiards.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like, yeah, like I say, most JRPG protagonists would either win if they had their weapon of choice or lose because they don't have their weapon and they're just a guy. It's like Cloud would win if he had a Buster Sword, does not in a barehanded brawl. Because I
Yeah,
don't
Cloud's
care.
not really a
I don't care
brawler.
how much of a twink you are. You don't have that much energy to be running away from a gorilla for that long, guys. It doesn't, like, he'll give up eventually. Same with, like, every Final Fantasy protagonist. All the Xenoblade protagonists.
Kyle, I think
So?
Sabin would win. He
I think there's
suplexed the train.
I think there's an argument to be made for Sabin, yeah.
Sabin is a guy from Final Fantasy VI, most
He's the
famous for
punch
being
monk.
he fights barehanded already, and he's one of the best DPS dealers in the game.
Fair enough.
Yeah, that just sprung to mind while you were talking about that.
But now, has anyone got anybody else that they can think of?
I'm trying to think of a really old, powerful character.
I had John Marston on my list because remembering trying to kill a bear with a knife in Red Dead was funny.
He really
But-
struggled with the bear, so I feel like he'd be fucked with a
Yeah,
gorilla.
he probably. Yeah.
Same with Arthur Morgan as well. I feel like they both would just be knackered. I was gonna
Arthur
say
would get
something,
real
yeah.
grumpy about it about halfway through, and he'd be like, "Oh, rah."
I was
and
gonna
then
say
get
something,
smacked.
yeah, but it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna spoil Red Dead. But yeah. So yeah, I feel like they'd be just kind of, yeah, fucked. I'm just trying to think of like other IPs. It's like obviously Splatoon would be fucked because they can't have guns. And even if they did, what are they gonna do? Fucking paint them?
Hang on, they have ink
Paintballers
swords
and stuff.
now.
Oh, true. Yeah,
And the rollers and the paintbrush.
Yeah, there's melee.
but they
It's
don't
not good melee, but
Yeah. But Inklings explode when they touch another color, like whereas gorillas don't.
What's
You
the
know?
gorilla shooting?
they also explode with water.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas the like you paintbrush a gorilla, you're not actually doing anything.
I don't know.
to
I
it.
feel like you could make the argument that if by virtue of the same chip damage business, because they don't have, they could theoretically stay in the ink as long as possible, as long as they need to.
They could still be hit
So-
though. In the
Yeah,
end.
but so here's the real question then: who has the longer lifespan, an Inkling or a gorilla? What has the longer lifespan if we're playing the waiting game? Dude?
I don't know. I'm not that well versed in the Inkling biology.
Do Inklings need to eat?
Probably they eat those.
Do they eat?
There's the fried shrimp guy that gives you XP tokens, so I assume they eat. He has like a little minivan outside that you buy your snacks from, so I assume they eat.
The guy that sells the slugs as well. I'm pretty sure
Eats
it's
'em.
like
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he eats
Hmm.
them.
eats the slugs and then yeah, the super shells or whatever. There's shells. Yeah, I feel like. Yeah, I feel like again, it's just paint, dude. It's just paint. They're fucked, dude. They're fucked. No
Yeah,
shot.
but like if you feed the paint to the gorilla, then that's
Mm.
that's poison.
It's true.
Wow, that's
Probably not
true.
safe for consumption. If they painted a banana and offered it to them,
Well, how much ink do you need to consume to die?
I don't know.
Guys,
I don't know, and that's not something I want to put in my search history for this episode.
Guys.
I've looked up a lot of
Coward.
weird shit for this episode. I'm not putting in how much
We're
paint
not
will
saying
kill
do this.
you.
Don't try this at home.
I've got it, guys.
I'm not looking to find that one out.
I've got Nintendo's most successful IP, where I think everybody in the entire
Inkling
franchise
versus
would
Donkey
win.
Kong.
No, every single character from this franchise would win in a fight against a gorilla.
Kid Icarus.
Obs, they have the reach. They have
They
the
do
reach.
have the reach. I was about to ask that question: is if your
They
choice
have
of armed
and
character
every
could
single
win.
one of them has the grab move. Every single character in Orbs has the move where you can thrust your things and then throw it like that. I don't care. They can throw back. Gorilla finally has a throwing partner. They're used to being thrown by other people, and they can throw back. I feel like there's some success there. I feel like
Yeah, but
they
I
would
feel like there's a
win.
bit of nuance here. The arms don't look very They look kind of fragile.
Durable. Yeah.
So
Like, isn't Min Min's arms literally made of ramen?
yeah, so they can
Don't they
pick
feel like
everybody up. The ninja
It's not
guy's
like
literally
there's-
made of metal, so it's not like
It's not like there's bones to break there. I feel like they kind of just reshape themselves. Like,
one of them is literally Helix is just some gooey DNA guy. He can't be beaten because he'll just get punched through and he'll just keep on vibing. Now, Kyle, are you impressed about the 1 meter cube as you are that I remembered a character from ARMS is called Helix? Because that's also true.
Oh yeah, this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Remember,
fucking
guys,
Guigi.
remember everybody's Guigi would win in a fight against a gorilla. You can't beat Guigi. Guigi's eternal. Everyone's favorite. You've got what is it? Spring Man, Ribbon Girl. You've got Min Min. You've got Twintel. You've got Ninjago. I don't remember what
I
his
don't
name
think
was.
that's his
I think
name.
it's Ninjara. I think it was Ninjara. You've got Helix. You've got the girl that looked like Diva in the mech. I don't remember what her name was. And then you've got Robo Spring Man, and then you've got I don't remember the rest of them. Let's just be impressed that I remember that many ARMS characters, dude. It's been about 8 years. Jeez
Forgot
Louise.
about Master Mummy.
Oh, I forgot about Master Mummy would beat the shit out of a gorilla, dude. Look at him.
Max Brass.
Yeah.
Mechanica.
This game's getting a
Oh.
Switch 2 upgrade, by the way, and not fucking Xenoblade. Can we just take that in for a second? 5 people
And you're
played
not,
ARMS.
you're not going to
Dude, you
remember any of the characters as well.
Dude, Nah, you got Bite and Bark.
Oh,
This
I
dude's got a
forgot about-
dog with him.
Yeah, true. See, everybody in ARMS fucking
Got a
clears,
robot
dude.
dog.
Everybody in ARMS clears. Dude. What a day for ARMS fans everywhere. Rejoice. You finally got a W. Yeah.
Good job, Arms.
Good
Arms
job,
sweep.
ARMS. Arms sweep once again.
And I've always said that.
Anybody else got any good ones? I feel like for the most part, like I'm just sitting there, like, yeah, most humans would die to the gorilla. In the end, Your Honor, that's what I believe.
Without some cunning, yeah.
Yeah.
Without some wit. I don't know. Anyone got any more?
Not off the top of
We
my
somehow
head.
managed to talk over an hour about fucking gorilla fighting, so that's impressive in of itself, really.
Yeah.
I didn't think
I
we
would say
get
so.
this far.
They said we couldn't do it.
Jack's still
man.
awake, so it's been an engaging conversation.
It's been an eventful evening.
I don't know. I feel like I don't know. Are we missing any? I feel like we're probably.
I feel like
missing-
we covered
I feel like I'm
most.
missing out on so many people, but
I
Well,
can
I
think of
mean-
anyone that would be funny though. That's the
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, I don't feel like we're.
Hmm.
Other than I could think other than gorillas fighting gorillas. Like Winton from Overwatch, he also gorilla. I think he would also beat gorilla because he's smart gorilla.
smart gorilla. I
Um,
was looking at his backlog of games to find out.
Astrobot. I think he dies
I
immediately.
think Astrobot dies immediately, unfortunately. I feel like, I don't know. I was just thinking about Overwatch then for a second. I'm like, I feel like most of them die. Most of them die. Because
Yeah.
they don't have
most of them.
weapons, because they all have guns.
Yeah.
Reinhardt might have a good chance, dude. He's fucking huge. He's like 10 foot, and he's got armor. And a hammer. I think he would win. He'd just charge back at the gorilla. What a winner.
Melania from Elden Ring.
Easy clear, dude. Easy clear, dude.
Yeah.
Just do waterfowl dance.
Oh
Yeah,
my god, yeah.
Everything dies.
John Dark
Could it-
Souls. Easy clear.
Could an army of 100 Pikmin beat a gorilla?
Mm.
I think
No.
Captain Falcon killed an army of 100 Pikmin in his Smash Brothers intro.
And all he did was slide.
Slime.
Yeah.
I don't think that's why they died. I don't know.
I don't know. I feel like, if Olimar was there, I feel like there's a number. You know when it's like to lift the apple you need 30 Pikmin? I feel like there's a
Like
number
it's
to
ants, yeah.
I think there's a number to pick the gorilla up. I don't know. I think it's only a matter of can Olimar get enough Pikmin to lift the gorilla up and take the gorilla back to the ship.
Does he have to do that during the battle, or can he do
What,
that
pick the
beforehand?
Pikmin? I mean, he can pick the Pikmin
Well, he has
pretty
to.
quickly.
I mean, he also has to beat the gorilla to carry it.
You just throw a load of rock Pikmin at it. You're good. I feel like again,
You just bludgeon him to
just
death.
bludgeon him to death. Exactly.
That's
feel
what
like
it usually comes down to, yeah.
I feel like he's just got to survive, little guy. It would be hard, but I feel like he's got a little
Capable, but
chance.
not likely.
Uh,
I don't know.
I'm
I feel
out.
like it's because the Pikmin are like itty bitty. They're real
Yeah,
small.
they're small.
Because like,
That's why I said it's like ants at the end of the day.
yeah,
At the
you
end of
just-
the day, how many ants do you need to lift a gorilla?
At least 12.
At least 12. Those are strong ants.
Well,
Oh,
at least, not exactly.
12 billion
right.
ants?
Just looking quick games that we didn't mention. No one in GTA would beat a gorilla. Sorry, GTA fans. Oh, Geralt from The Witcher would easily beat a gorilla.
Oh, yeah.
Not even close. He does that for breakfast, dude. That's his little wake up routine. Is gets up at 6 a.m., beats the shit out of a gorilla, gets on with his day. Like that's not even a question. No one from Animal Crossing could beat a gorilla because that's their friend. Why would they do that? They
Yeah.
probably hand him a fossil. Sonic we already did. I feel like we covered our bases for the most part. Would the Dovahkiin beat a gorilla, dude? Hunter, what do you think? If you shout at a gorilla really loudly, do you think the gorilla dies?
I think it knocks him out of bounds, at least. Potentially through a few trees. I think the Dovahkiin could probably take it.
I agree. Which leaves me with my final question. Quite possibly the most important. Hunter, if you were to fight a gorilla, which Tetris piece would you use?
Oh, ooh. Okay, so
You can only take
I
one Tetris piece. Which Tetris piece do you use, Hunter?
I'd probably just have to take the straight line piece. You most straightforward bludgeoning stick there.
Oh, no, you see, I would take one of the L pieces because you got a bit.
I
of
agree.
I was also
Yeah,
thinking
yeah.
the L. That's like a club. Yeah.
Yeah, you got a bit more of a give there. And you see, ladies and gentlemen, Hunter failed the test, and that's the end of the episode.
Either that or like the T
No.
piece could like use it as like a boomerang. I don't know.
That's quite creative.
Tape two of them together, and you've got like you've got like a star. Then, dude, you can go all Yuffie
Yeah.
on them. Dude. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
All we know is the square piece would definitely be the worst piece to take in with you.
Oh yeah.
I think we can all agree on that.
I don't know. It would possibly have the most surface area to hit it with if you got in close enough.
Could also kind of be like a shield.
Yeah, potentially. It'd be like
Depends how big.
it'd be like a kanji smacking things with like a sheet of
Table.
metal or whatever.
Yeah. Now the Z piece would be the worst.
Yeah, I don't think the Z piece would do much for you unless you're like well versed in Hanfa martial arts.
I don't know, boomerang. Maybe it
I don't
comes
think we
back.
actually touched on a Zelda character.
Oh yeah, shit, we forgot.
We brought it up in the beginning. We never brought it up ever again.
Link, no, he's a twink. We got through that. Twinks don't live.
I think the Breath of the Wild version could win. He
With
fights
wh-
Lionels.
Yeah, but what are we giving him?
I mean, he dies to a Bokoblin barehanded.
We said if we gave
You-
like we said if we gave
I mean, he can use a
like
tree branch, but
yeah, he can use a tree. He can use whatever he finds in there, but we can't give him a sword because we said we weren't giving other people swords. We said a knife at best, and I don't remember if there was a knife in Zelda.
There were definitely like in Tears of the Kingdom if you fuse together.
Yeah, there were like Zonite things
Yeah.
that were kind of knife shaped.
I mean, if we're allowing Zonite and stuff, then he's just gonna build a fucking
Yeah,
death trap
fucking
machine,
yeah.
isn't he?
He's just gonna
It's like
build
Steve
a
all over
fucking
again.
a hover bike that pisses fire onto him. Like yeah, there you go.
I don't know,
Bear
if you grab a
Handed
stick,
Barehanded
actually,
the
Zelda
Majora's
sword.
Mask
Fucking I
version.
said Zelda Link.
Yeah.
Fake fan.
Or like the Majora's Mask version could turn into a Goron, which could punch him to death,
Really so.
probably.
yeah.
That's a good question within itself. Who would win, a Goron or a gorilla?
It's a walking rock. The gorilla can't do anything.
Yeah, true. But no, I feel like half the links would be fucking useless though. Wind Waker Link dead.
Most of them, yes. I agree. I
Skyward
just-
Sword Link dead.
I'm just of the opinion that Breath of the Wild, Tears of the Kingdom Link can chop the world in half, so...
Now what about Ganon?
None.
No, I'm pretty sure he probably inherently...
Maybe only Ocarina of Time.
I'm not sure what about Ocarina of Time Ganon gives you the impression he's stronger than, like,
I was gonna go with
hydrated Tears of the
Tears of the
Kingdom
Kingdom
Ganon.
Ganon. Big swole
Yeah.
Matt Mercer, dude. I feel like that's the Ganon that would.
The man looks like he could twist off a gorilla's head,
Yeah,
honestly.
but that's through the Secret Stone, is it not, surely?
He just kind of regenerates himself from being mummy formed before that.
Yeah. Bro, I don't remember the plot of that video game. It came out 2 years ago.
I
That's
don't
out
know.
my
I don't know
brain, right?
how.
Secret
You get the
Stone?
same cutscene 5 times.
True.
How could you forget?
maybe I'm the reason why they played it 5 times to try and get it in my head.
Sure.
But no, I feel like that Ganon would win. Zelda would just freeze the gorilla in time for 100 years, so I feel like that's about it. But no. Any other big franchises we've forgotten about? Ratchet and Clank would not beat a gorilla without a gun.
Not if we take their guns away. No.
Sly
wrench
Cooper
can't
could
be
jump
kind of-
out of the fucking arena, probably. He'd probably jump in at the circle button to climb out of the arena, but that's about it.
A big wrench would hurt.
It would hurt. And also, you do have Clank as a hover pack, but again, very brittle. Lombaxes are really small compared to everybody else. They're not big. I'm struggling now to think of anybody else that we have not
I think
thought
we've about
about.
covered it. Yeah.
Let us know who you think would win in a fight against a gorilla. No Naughty Dog characters would win a fight against a gorilla, I can tell you that much.
I think that's why we never brought it up.
Not if you take away their guns.
Yeah, 'cause
Nathan
they all
Drake.
have guns. Unlucky Nathan. He just survived via luck, dude. That's it. He never died.
Well, in all honesty, maybe Tiny Tiger could win a fight.
Oh yeah. Crunch might be able to win a fight. He's got a
the
metal arm.
hand, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Crunch also wasn't a Naughty Dog creation. He was out of their hands by then.
Yeah.
True. Anyway, have you wasted these good people's time yet? Like this is an hour and 20 minutes you're never gonna get back. Have you thought about that? Like at least we talked to each other about it. Anyone that listened to this, what have you done? Like, come on.
This is my go to sleep podcast.
Yeah, is this your go to
You
sleep
could've-
podcast? Yeah.
You could have listened to half of the PlayStation box arts video by now.
Oh yeah, what an episode. I think you definitely would have reached the point where Ethan started questioning, are we near the end yet? Anyway, we'll wrap it up there.
Just
well,
wait for the next one, dude.
I can't wait. Thank you for hanging out with whatever the fuck this was, Jack.
Yeah. Why'd I come back?
Links are on screen right now.
Content.
Could Jack beat a gorilla? No. No, he couldn't. Neither could any of us, to be fair. But
I'm fairly certain that even if I was armed, I wouldn't win.
Oh, same.
Nah.
I'd trip over.
I
and
still
die.
don't think 100 men could. I still don't think even 100 guys could win. Or
With the bare
women.
hands.
Nah.
I like how that's the original hypothesis, and we shall not think about it at all. No. But yeah, this was fun. Join us next time. Can't even say it with a straight face, dude. Okay, right. Anyway, that was the gorilla episode of the HGO podcast.
I'm glad he called it that.
I would love to, and then I can't wait for 2 people to watch it if I call it the gorilla episode, dude. I wish I could.
This could be someone's introduction to the channel.
Who cares, dude? If it tanks, it tanks. Just keep the title. At some point, you have to realize, take the bit over the algorithm.
Dude, just put a fucking the worst JPEG of a gorilla that you've ever seen in your life. There you go. That's the thumbnail, dude.
Picture of Harambe.
Oh no.
Forward-facing Donkey Kong.
Oh gosh. Anyway, join us next time where we probably have a topic that actually makes sense for a video game podcast. But hey, that's a week away. I don't know how to end this. I've lost my mind. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you in the same time, same place next week for more, I guess. But until then, have an awesome week. And yeah, we'll see you next time. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.
Toodaloo.